the physical world anymore. Honey, but it makes you sick. Meaning it's a sweet, delicious, beautiful thing, but in the end, you are not an angel. You've got a fleshy body. You live on Earth. You gotta do stuff. And like, it's an imbalance of focus on like the spiritual components of man rather than the terrestrial. So like your refusal, like disavowal, like disdain for all the investigation, that's good and that's healthy. There's value in there. You're not going to greatly improve your existence as like a living person without trying to live out the supersedes mine, yet they also have innate within their religious opinion that I don't believe that their religious position supersedes mine. It's such a convoluted conversation for them to discuss Zionism with me, a religious Jew.
It is, and discussing anything with a Muslim, I think it requires mental gymnastics.
That's because they have a fascist ideology holding them together like glue. So the real book they should be reading is 1984. They need to understand the concept of doublethink. Also,
but they're not allowed to. That's the thing. The book forbids them to think outside of the book. Any concept that might put at risk or contradicts anything of the book.
Prevent people from reading something. That's the easiest way to get them to start reading it.
Yeah, but this is the way that they approach everything from the foundation of their religion. And when you hear the imam, like preaching or saying things, I've heard some say like, "Oh, you're so lucky that everything was given to you, so you don't need to go and explore philosophy. You don't need to go and search the truth because it was given to you." How beautiful is that?
No, there's an important thing about going through life and having truth set out for you. In truth, that's a lot of what your ancestors want you to understand the way the world works and then explore the way that it continues to develop.
What do you think about, fear and trembling? Meaning that, the more you know, the more you know, the more you don't know, but also the more you know, because the more you don't know, the fear comes in, or the trembling of God, where it's you have to accept personal responsibility, and you say to yourself, "Oh, geez, I can't be a terrible person because now that I know, or now that I know that I don't know." I mean, it's basically like maturation or maturity. I mean, there's just a lot of.
It's not that I don't think it's the more you don't know. It's the more you know, the more you realize that your knowledge pales in comparison to what you don't know. Right? Meaning it's not like you lost the knowledge you gained, it's that you gained it, and in gaining it, you realize that you were only looking at a small corner of an asymmetrical tapestry. And you noticed that at first, because at first you just saw everything as blue and green. It looked nice. Then you widened your gaze and saw all of the black and the white. And you realized this was a massive design. That's why the more you know, the more you know that you know nothing.
But then you realize it's all white. What's that?
There you go.
I had oral surgery yesterday.
Everything is light.
Yeah.
So wait, isn't that the ultimate metaphysic then? And what is light then?
Well, light was created on the first day. Kitover.
See, the Bible is real.
There you go.
Well, I mean, it's more than just that. I mean, light as a, science.
So, and they always have is like, follow the light, go towards the path of truth, the creative force of the universe. There's one creator of all things, right? That is the simple basics. You can get past it in kindergarten. It's just unpacking what that means. You could spend your whole life, you'll never fully unpack it, which is why it's a super funny.
I came up with not an analogy, but an acronym, because I came out of a very intense meeting one time, a work meeting, and I said to this coworker, I said, "I swear to God, I feel like this is just an anger simulator." And I said, "Do you know what the first three letters of light means? Lig?" And he said, "What?" I said, "Let it go. That's what light means. Let it go." And then then I was complaining later on and getting angry, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, lig, let it go, let it go." I was like, "Oh, you're right, let it go, let it go."
Hey, buddy, lig.
Let it go. However, terrorize.
think time is just a compression of the past and the future?
That time is just a compression of the past and future. I'm agnostic as to whether or not the past and future exist.
Yeah, so I mean, according to us, the now is all there is. And so that's what I'm saying. The past and the future are compression. Thus, part of enlightenment is knowing that time is not even just relative. It doesn't actually exist because there's only this thing called the eternity, infinity, or the now.
Could be. Could be the past is a thing. It would also be interesting if the past was a thing, but it doesn't exist the way we've been tracking it, right? We record the past digitally, but existence is only ever analog, right? Our sense of like 12 years ago and 5 years ago, based upon the events, are all very different from our objective measure. It'd be weird if the past was actually more like organic and fluid than our records indicate. Sequential, digital.
There's this YouTube account that takes historical photos and then does AI video generation from the image, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. The capacity we have to educate is growing.
Well, what I mean is it's like taking a moment frozen in time and then creating thousands of images from that primary image. And so part of the problem now is that no one has like a video image of the past to a high degree of expansion, meaning there's not like a lot of terabytes in the brain about the year 420 AD or something to that extent, meaning that if you knew how crazy history really is, maybe it would prevent people from doing crazy things today. Like October 7th wouldn't have happened if there was some methodology, tool, or technology to prevent that type of sociopathic, psychotic, murderous, terrorist behavior.
Wouldn't it be amazing, comedy, to create, now that we live in this virtual world thing, you know, that there is a program or an app that makes you travel to the genocide, to the Jewish genocide in the Second World War, and makes you be through like the day. And it's like a movie play the role of the people that suffered, right, back in the day, and actually experience, like, see Hitler speak in real time and look at the people and the Germans, how they were acting, and how you had to hide and you had to study and whatever, like a photo, and then you're living it in the artificial situation at first, right, and the reality. What values you could have put in place, you know? There's no easy way to teach people history.
It's not one of the most important subjects that we've ever read. And it's an evolving methodology. People have always told their own stories about the past.
What is the past still going on right now?
Is the past going on right now? Yeah, for our descendants. But who's else?
But I mean, like, you know, like, with, like, playing and time, and, like, they say, like, if you look at Earth, you can see, like, the dinosaurs if you're at the right, like, far away enough.
Yeah, because the light is still bouncing away from Earth somewhere far away.
And then Einstein said he was just a point, like when he died.
What about the metaphysic though of infinity, meaning that you're not aware of your past lives, but like the metaphysic theory would say that you've always been alive to maybe in some form. Have you ever had a feeling of like deja vu or something where maybe I've never had that feeling. I've heard people tell me, hey, do you believe in past? No, like past life deja vu.
Oh, I have deja vus.
Past life deja vu. Yeah. My friend says deja vu is a good thing. That means things are synchronizing, and it's like it's an indication of a good way.
There's a great Stephen King story. I think the title was that word in French. I don't know what. I think.
Je ne sais quoi.
No, but they were looking for deja vu. Like the bit of the story was, I think a guy got like stuck in a hell of deja vu.
Have you guys ever had like so strong synchronicities that you actually like get scared? As in like you think someone is really trying to communicate with you? Like extremely coincidences.
Well, I mean, someone's trying to communicate with you. It was probably this person. I'm not sure where our plane is going to, whether Morocco or Rome. We'll have to travel either way, either into the interior. I know that I've been to Italy once before, and that time I flew into Milan.
Because if you guys fly into Milan, it would be easy for me to go to the access there. Like 2 hours.
What else would I think because of this?
Yeah, but that's in the north. Well, I mean, like, if you guys spend like a day in Milan or so, you could also make a trip to Switzerland. I mean, not too far into Switzerland, but see some parts of Switzerland, and that could also be very nice for the kids.
We're gonna be here for like a month.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you will have time. Yeah. And there's somewhere like Italy is amazing, but for the kids, Switzerland I think will have a lot of fun. It's so green, and the cows, and the lakes, and there is so many things to do here, like bike riding and I don't know, like paddleboarding.
Don't like that shit anymore. All they do is buy
And no, come on. And paddleboarding and all of these stuff like that. And you have like these massive gliders in the Alps that they need to glider through the mountain. You know, it's just amazing. Like summer, it's really a lot of fun to talk about. So you can make also a visit like a couple of days or so. I can find you stuff to do that is not too far away from Italy. And some kids stuff, and so you can evaluate.
Yeah. With AI, I can do an itinerary for a month.
Oh my god, that's really cool. Abby is like 8 years old.
Oh, which, not June, we're going to be in July. Next month.
Well, July's gonna be very hot.
Yeah.
It's perfect beach.
That's our goal. My wife likes the beaches. Try to beach out a bit.
Does your wife like the beach?
She loves the beach.
I love that. Well, you should show her the lake beaches.
She does like lake beaches, but she doesn't like them as much as the ocean. The ocean,
Like, it's so cool.
Mediterranean, and we're really deep. The lakes are usually pretty placid. Not as much fun to swim in. Also, you don't have as good beach usually.
Yeah, it's not sandy. It's more rocky.
Yeah, it's like rocky, it's dirty, there's wildlife, there's gonna be like parking, there's a whole bunch of people, it's just like,
Well, it depends on the lake because we walk here and sometimes to the glaciers. Then that's like 20 feet. That's drinkable water.
right, fresh clean water.
Yeah. That's the water that has everything in the Airbnb. So you're gonna go see the new pool?
Well, whenever they get one.
Yeah, well, they should have one anyway. You guys go to Italy? Or the kids?
Not like kids, my wife and I have gone once before. Where are you going in LA? Tuscany. Probably beaches in Sicily. Nice. I went to Florence. Yeah. Enjoyed Florence, bro. Went to Assisi.
Are you guys gonna go to a hotel or an Airbnb?
Airbnb. You know, trying to find a place in Tuscany.
Nice. Don't wait too long because they get very expensive.
I know. We're supposed to do it on Sunday.
Are you hiring a car?
I think so, yeah. You know, with the kid. Yeah, running through train stations with my
How
kids.
many kids are there? Like 3, 4?
Three.
What were their ages?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a different plan for them.
My niece came with my sister when she was 9, so like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and she loved it. I mean, like she loved it. The trip to Europe for her, it was like, oh my god, look at that, or oh, this feels different, or look at that food. And I took them to Disney in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so happy. Like, it was such a beautiful time.
You ever notice how when people actually talk in Edmund's rooms, like when they use the Edmund room as if it were like a normal room, that he hates